It was a black guy with dreadlocks by himself. I don't know if you want to use that.
Okay, well, listen, Rick.
And I'm not, listen, hey, I'm a black guy, so I'm not, saying that because I'm a white guy out of Waukesha saying black guys did it.
Okay.
But this is what her daughter said.
Rick, I should inform you right now, you are on live television. So
Oh, really?
Everything you say, we are using. So we want to be careful.
Well, I'm telling you, okay.
And we are going to, listen, you are an eyewitness account and we're taking you at your word. We are going to work to confirm these details later.
All right, guys, so we have a tragic incident to talk about that happened yesterday out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. And honestly, guys, I hate talking about stories like this because stuff like this should never, ever happen. However, there is evil in this world, and with evil, there comes, scumbags, people who, in my opinion, are evil people, that, we have to talk about, unfortunately, as this guy, Darrell Brooks, allegedly plowed into a crowd of people doing a Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Now, this has left about 5 people dead, as we know so far, and dozens more injured. These are not the final numbers. This is still a developing story. I really wanted to take as much time as possible before I actually did this story because, again, with stories like this, there's more information that's going to come out. Things that, may be true today will probably be untrue tomorrow. There's so much stuff we don't know. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm not going to go into that much detail because, again, the details are still evolving in the situation. But I do want to talk about it and give my initial reaction to it in terms of what's going on here. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind. Things will probably change here. But what we do know so far, what we think we know, is that this guy, Darrell Brooks, is identified as the person of interest in this situation. So let's read a little bit more about him. The person of interest in custody over the fatal Christmas parade crash in Wisconsin that left over 5 people dead and dozens injured was recently released on bond following an arrest earlier this month, online records show. Darrell Brooks, 39, is currently being questioned over the deadly crash in Waukesha on Saturday afternoon, law enforcement sources told NBC News. He has not been charged. Brooks, an amateur rapper, has a long rap sheet according to online court records. The most recent case against him is dated November 5th in Wisconsin's Milwaukee County, where he is charged with resisting or obstructing an officer, reckless endangering safety, disorderly conduct, bail jumping, and battery. Records show his $1,000 cash bond was dated last Friday, but it wasn't immediately clear when he was released. The online records indicate his bond was posted with the local sheriff on November 11th. In another case dated July last year, Brooks is charged with reckless endangering and illegal possession of a firearm, records show. So, yeah, this guy right here, Mr. Darrell Brooks, is a rapper. Okay. And he's involved in a life of crime, right? He's shown in the past that, he's a criminal, okay. And that he is prone, to committing criminal acts, right? It just seems that this time, allegedly, he did the unthinkable. Now we're going to read a little bit more here, and then we're going to get into a little bit more details. Police haven't publicly identified Brooks as the person of interest they are holding, but officials earlier said the driver may have a lengthy criminal history. They're investigating allegations the driver was fleeing a separate incident that involved a knife fight just prior to the parade bloodbath. Brooks has posted music videos online, including one where he is rapping in front of a red SUV, the same type of vehicle used in the Waukesha tragedy. 5 people were killed and more than 40 injured, including children, when a red SUV blew past police barricades, plowed into a group of people marching in the annual Christmas parade shortly after 4:40 p.m. local time. Police Chief Daniel Thompson confirmed late Sunday that a person of interest was in custody but gave no additional details or any possible motive. Brooks was taken into custody after a cop opened fire to try to stop the SUV, authorities said. Thompson said he didn't know if the driver was hit by the officer's bullets, but said no bystanders were shot. A horrifying video that captured the carnage showed the SUV approaching a marching band before accelerating and crashing into spectators, dancers, and musicians. The city was live streaming the annual parade at the time, and the SUV could be seen speeding past just moments before screams ran out. The 5 people killed haven't been identified by authorities, but the Milwaukee dancing group Grannies posted on Facebook that some of its members were among the dead. Again, guys, that's just sad and tragic, right? We're talking about dancing grandmas, guys, right? We're talking about somebody's elderly grandma getting mowed down by somebody, okay? And you know what's interesting here is that, you know, I actually watched the video of what happened, and in the video, guys, I mean, this doesn't seem like an accident to me. This to me seems to be like somebody that was doing this on purpose. Now, do I know that for sure? No. But what I do know is that regardless of whether or not you're fleeing a knife fight, right? That's what the mainstream media is trying to perpetuate here, is that, well, he was fleeing a knife fight, right? Regardless, that's not an excuse to mow down people indiscriminately, okay? To run your SUV into a group of people. That is just insane, right? Let's just read a little bit more here. Our group was doing what they love, performing in front of crowds in a parade, putting smiles on faces of all ages, filling them with joy and happiness, the post said. Those who died were extremely passionate grannies. Their eyes gleamed joy of being a granny. They were the glue that held us together. A Catholic priest, parishioners, and some school children were among those injured, according to Archdiocese of Milwaukee. Okay, yeah, so this is terrible, and I'm praying for each and every last one of these families that were affected by this. And again, if this guy is the actual guy that did it, you know, he hasn't been charged as of yet. When this video comes out, he could be charged. I don't know. Then, you know, he deserves to be punished to the maximum extent of the law, right? There's no excuse for this whatsoever. And I wonder, because this guy is black with dreadlocks, you know, how long is the media actually going to talk about this, right? How long are they going to talk about it? Are they going to actually give it the coverage that it deserves, right? And highlight how, you know, this person committed basically an act of domestic terrorism, in my opinion. That's what it is. Or are they going to sweep it under the rug every time somebody that is non-white does something like this, like they always do, right? Like they swept under the rug what happened in Texas with the high school shooter. They swept under the rug what happened in D.C. when the guy ran into one of the gates outside of the Capitol, right? Are they actually going to talk about this and call it what it is, which is an act of domestic terrorism by a career thug / criminal that looks like he probably gangbanged, and he's a rapper, and his music's not very good, right? I've actually listened to some of his songs when I was doing my research on him. Yeah, not a very talented guy, right? Is the media actually gonna cover it? Because again, if this was a white person that did this, which, you know, we all know what the angle would be here. But see, the real angle here, or the real question here is, you know, considering some of the things I've researched about this guy and some of the things he's posted before, he didn't seem to be too happy with the Kyle Rittenhouse trial outcome, right? Could what he did be motivated by the outcome of that trial? We don't know. But what I'm saying is that is a legitimate question that should be asked, right? We should be asking that question, okay? But until then, we can only speculate. But what I do know is that this guy who allegedly did this is not the only scumbag, if he in fact did it. We also have more people here who don't have a conscience, particularly an Illinois Democrat who is blasted for calling the Wisconsin Christmas Rampage, quote unquote, karma, right? So let's read here. An Illinois Democrat has been blasted for describing the deadly Christmas parade Rampage in Wisconsin as karma for the acquittal of Kyle Rittenhouse. Mary Lemansky, who is listed as the social media director for the Democrat Party in DuPage County, began her heartless online tirade by snarkily dismissing the tragedy as just self-defense. It was probably just self-defense, Lemansky wrote in a tweet that appears to have since been deleted, according to Fox News. Living in Wisconsin, he probably felt threatened. Another tweet, which was still online Monday morning, read, referring to the driver being held as a person of interest in the Waukesha incident, which left 5 people dead and dozens hurt. I'm sure he didn't want to hurt anybody. He came to help people, she added in a sarcasm-laced missive. Again, guys, this is just absolutely disgusting, right? This is so disgusting. Lemansky, who also listed herself as an acting student with the famed Second City improvisational comedy group in Chicago, also wrote that the Christmas parade rampage was karma in another tweet that appears to have since been deleted. I'm sad anytime anyone dies. I just believe in karma, and this came around quick on the citizens of Wisconsin, Lemansky wrote, according to Fox News. Wait, so hold on here. Are you saying that this is something that they deserved, right? Like, what does these cities, what is those grannies and those children, right, a lot of whom were injured, some died, what do they have to do with the outcome of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial? They weren't on the jury. What do they have to do with it? Regardless of how they felt about the trial and the outcome, they had nothing to do with it. So again, to me, it seems like she's strongly implying that they deserved for this to happen. Again, this is some crazy stuff, right, that is coming from the left here. You reap what you sow. It's sad people died, but when you open the door to vigilante justice, everyone seems threatening. She then added in a tweet that was still online Monday morning. Lemansky appeared to be mocking Rittenhouse self-defense claim before the 18-year-old was acquitted Friday in charges of homicide, attempted homicide, and reckless endangerment in the deaths of Jacob Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 26, and the wounding of Gage Gruskich, 27, on August 25th, 2020. On Monday morning, Lemansky said in a tweet, "I'm going to hell because I already made a deal with the devil that nobody else on earth will go to hell if I go, so you're welcome." I mean, look, I can neither confirm nor deny the part about her saying that she is going to hell, okay, because I don't have a hell to put anybody in. But hey, you know, if that's how you feel, you know, that kind of explains her having the cojones to tweet something like that and to imply that this is a karma situation. Lemansky then posted the link to a report in The Hill about the NAACP president, Derek Johnson, calling the acquittal a warning shot that vigilante justice is allowed. She wrote, "Oh, look, I was right. NAACP president calls Rittenhouse verdict a warning shot that vigilante justice is allowed." Lemansky faced backlash over her comments. Seriously, how does it feel to completely flush your career down the toilet via tweet? Was it fun? One user wrote, "What career? She's and will always be. The entire country will see her tweets tomorrow and she will never recover," another said. A third user wrote, "I hope you never know the pain of losing a child. I hope the parents of those lost today in Wisconsin never know you. I feel bad for both you and them." Yeah. So, you know, yeah, this person is a hateful person. In situations like this, guys, I mean, it is sad when you see stuff like this happen, first and foremost, right? And we know that the mainstream liberal media, they're probably going to just not cover it. This story won't be talked about at all, probably in the next few days. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not talked about at the end of the day today, okay? The people stop talking about it. And then on top of that, you got Democrats, you know, people out here saying that, you know, it's karma, that people in Wisconsin deserve this because of what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse, even though they had nothing to do with it. Again, it just shows you how evil some people on the left can be, right? It just shows you that we truly have some evil people out here in this world that don't have a conscience, right? That don't really have a heart, that really can't put politics aside to mourn for those people who lost their lives simply celebrating a holiday, right? Celebrating Christmas. Those people woke up this morning thinking they're going to go to a parade, have a good time, and, you know, enjoy time with their families or whatever later in Thanksgiving, and they ended up getting ran over, right? They had no clue that would happen, okay? So, you know, to me, you know, it's always sad when you see situations like this, but it's even sadder when you see people react to situations like this in the most hateful way possible. But, again, this is a developing situation. I don't want to get into too much details because a lot of this stuff could change. We will wait and see if this guy is charged, if this guy is actually the person that did it. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.